go. Welcome back to the Claw Pod. My name is the Ant-Man. You know these guys. It's Ross, Marshall, Von Erich, and we are live right now on YouTube. Thank you so much for checking out the live Q&A today. Your questions, their answers. So get those in the comments there. Drop one, and we'll pop some of these up on the screen and ask some questions. Guys, how are you?
Doing just fine, man.
Fantastic. Got thunderstorms outside.
You're getting where you are right now? We're not up here. I live up closer to Waco.
Oh, really?
Dry right now, yeah.
Is it sunny?
Needed rain over here.
I see like that line that's down by you guys. I guess it's down by you or on top of you guys right now. That line kind of is diagonal, so I guess it's sweeping across, and I'll get it here shortly.
So you didn't have that brutal thunderstorm like 2-3 nights ago?
I was out of town, and actually, was that on Sunday?
I think so. Yeah, it was huge.
Sunday, I drove through it.
Oh,
in fact, we were in Dallas about this time, and we had what we get. We didn't see them. It wasn't a lot of hail, but it was huge, and it scared the crap out of us while we're driving. And we guess it was somewhere around probably baseball size, judging from
you're driving in that
6 dents in the hood that are significant. That we're gonna have to have fixed. But
oh man,
hey,
stuff, man.
Russ, I didn't know it was your birthday the other day. How did I not know that?
Yeah, man. It
Happy
sure
birthday.
was.
Happy birthday for Kayla. Sending you a shout out too.
Yeah,
Kayla Marie Rowland.
Kayla.
Happy birthday.
I took him to dinner. We ate.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we had a
Made him
long
pay?
walk. Yeah, I took him on a date.
No, he
road
didn't.
date. You know what's funny is I didn't, but you know it's funny. Ross, like majority of his birthdays have been in wrestling rings, and he didn't ever really keep track of his birthday. And twice he was genuinely surprised, but they brought a birthday cake out, and the promoter after was like, "Dude, great acting, man. You fooled everybody." And he's like, "No, I did not know it was my birthday today."
Do you just not care, Ross?
I just don't care, man.
Yeah.
It's another day.
Yeah.
I don't care either, but then when you got a wife, she's mad at you when you don't celebrate her birthday.
Well, it's not caring about other people's. He just cares about his own.
Not open that can of worms right now, man.
Marshall, when's your birthday?
November 10th.
Okay.
Marines, the same day or the birthday of the Marine Corps.
I'll tell you happy birthday now then too, because I won't remember.
Oh man, that's so sweet, Anthony.
Neither will Ross.
When's your birthday? I'm gonna guess
May 2nd.
May,
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna be wrong. I was gonna say January, but okay.
Me and Rock have the same birthday.
Really?
Don't we look alike?
That's why you always ask for our souls and stuff. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Always ask what?
For our souls. Remember when you started this podcast? We didn't have to pay anything. You just said, if you guys just sign this paper with our souls, I'll let you join the podcast.
That's exactly why. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. First, I want to ask you, or thank you guys. Great response to the Goldberg episode last week. Awesome to have Bill and Gage on. We had we have got to send a shout out to some people too, or some play. We got great coverage from Newsweek and Sports Illustrated of all places.
That was a surprise.
Yeah. Also shout out to Bleacher Report and Sportskeeda and No DQ and Fightful, Wrestling News, and so many others for catching some of what Bill had to say and sharing that with the masses. And one of our highest ranking episodes we've ever had, Bill Goldberg last week, and anxious to see what comes. So I think now he didn't say it, and I'm just speculating, but it's kind of a what would you say, educated guess that this is going to happen the same time you guys are in Dallas. All in Texas is going to be Saturday night's main event for Goldberg's last match in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, still, who he's facing is up in the air. We'll probably find that out hopefully soon, and unless WWE builds, has like a 1-week build or something like, which is not unheard of. But his last match is coming up on the same night, July 12th, and that's in Atlanta. But all eyes are going to be on Texas for an early start for All In Texas. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. But answering your questions here as well, live Q&A. What do you got for the guys? We'll share them here and ask them. Another one, Danielle. Hey guys, happy belated birthday. Ross, interested to know what is a real life talent you're proud of that fans would be surprised to know. I'm assuming that's for you, Ross.
Ross, please. It's time they know, dude. Please sing.
What is it? What, Marshall, go ahead.
Yeah, he can sing. He has a voice.
He can do.
Dude, if you keep saying that, somebody's gonna expect me to like try to sing one time, and
Dude, that's what I'm waiting
be
for.
wrong. And yeah, let's see. Talent. I don't know if you call it a talent, but something I enjoy is a lot of people already know is I like gardening, and
Yeah, he actually is good at
growing
that.
some blackberries right now, and super pumped about that.
He's good at
Growing
finger painting,
blackberries?
too.
Yeah. Started from seed.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
we talked about that being I hadn't had a blackberry or blueberry up until like 5 years ago or something.
Oh, yeah, that's
Blackberries are my
right.
favorite though. Blackberries are awesome.
Oh,
man.
dude, blackberries.
Blackberry cobbler, dude, so good.
It is kind of off topic or whatever, but about the Goldberg getting in training, getting ready. So
Yeah.
like we said, he the fact that he picked us to get him ready, he's there's a lot of similarities about Bill that we've just, I don't know, there's something about him. We definitely feel like there's a divine reason why he's like in our lives, Bernie, all this stuff. And we've been training with him, and he's so like us. It's weird the way he feels about wrestling, the way he thinks about wrestling, the way he handles preparation and stuff. It was like seeing our future selves almost. It was really, really
we're
cool.
seeing that more and more the more we hang out with them.
Yeah, like his thoughts on wrestling. And then he treats like a fight camp, like MMA almost.
Does he really?
Dude, it was crazy just watching him. The dude is a specimen too. It's crazy to think he is in his 50s and he looks great. Every time I see him, like there's always a week break. He gets bigger and vascular. And now you can tell too, he's excited because he's pumped. He was getting all like when we were going over moves and comebacks and stuff. When he gets into his zone, it's almost like, oh, chill out, man. We're training.
He starts yelling and starts getting worked up. Like,
yeah.
We're just training. Please don't kill us.
Yes.
I'm not whoever you're wrestling.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Just helping you get ready.
Yeah.
He's something he said before we were recording. I asked him because he said that he felt he was like, you guys said we're talking about how swole he looks, and he said he felt that too. And I asked him how many grams of protein he was eating. He said, I don't know, like 3 or 350. 350 grams.
I'm glad you asked him that. That's good to know.
That's insane. Well, you're supposed to do, and I don't think he's 300 pounds, is he? He's like, what?
No. I feel he was at one point. Gosh.
Yeah. But anyway, they say you're supposed to eat that if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to build muscle or whatever. Sure. You're supposed to eat around your weight in grams of protein.
Ross would always have me eat the amount of protein of the weight that I'd want to weigh. So he's
there you go.
Yeah, I was like 180, and so he's like, try to eat 200 grams of protein today, and so it was good. It worked.
It's not easy.
No,
it really is. It actually becomes quite hard.
A lot of calories.
Burping all day.
Yeah. Speaking of fitness, Robert, George, what is you guys' fitness routine? Ross, you have a 6-pack. What is your fitness routine and diet regime?
Oh man,
I answer this too. Pisses me off.
Margin, how many days a week are we working out right now? Probably like 3.
Yeah, like about 3.
Yeah, 3.
That 3's a good week.
Yeah, 3's a good week. Yeah, 2 to 3. I think.
So do you arms, legs, core, or what's the?
We'll pretty much do full body.
Full body every time.
Full body. Take like a 3 or 4 day break, and then full body again. And we're going to every exercise we do. We're going to absolute failure. Yeah,
you have to like watch us work because it sounds like they're being light, but we really do. We've had people come and work out with us before, and they're like, "Screw that," because we're trying to make it as intense as possible. And since we don't do cardio, we make our workouts our cardio.
And we're only spending 20 minutes in the gym.
20 minutes, but we're pouring sweat and
it's
exhausted, exhausted after.
Yeah.
And what do you do specifically for those abs, Ross?
Man, abs is more, I think, is like calories and stuff. It's harder for some people, but I've kind of always had that. I've been blessed to just always have a good stomach. So yeah, I mean, I just I'll do intermittent fasting, most days, and I think that's definitely been a helpful thing.
Is that in the morning? Like you don't eat until you?
Yeah, I don't eat until probably like around 6 or 7.
Really? And so that's what that one meal you have, 6 or 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And then you nothing until the next day, 6 or 7.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll do like when I'm dialed in, I'll do water and black coffee pretty much throughout the day. And and then just gorge myself with, good meal, dessert, everything. So
you do everything. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm grazing on Twinkies all day.
Yeah, me too. Mary Parrish, any advice for Father's Day gifts? I'm out of ideas for my dad and running out of time.
Ooh.
You guys got some good Von Erich merch they should go grab for dad? Got
Yeah.
a good Von Erich tie, some claws on it.
Yeah, her dad's a Freebird fan. Oh man.
Man, I wish I had something
think.
helpful to say. Like
it's I feel like the generic Father's Day is like flashlight, or one of
I would
those,
say something useful, like a tool, a Makita
one of those
drill or
multi
something.
tools, a flashlight, knife, and laser.
You tell me if you do this too, Marshall. As a dad, I just have the stuff that I know that I want in a cart ready to go, and I'll send the link and say this is what I'd like. And if that doesn't happen, it's ready to go, and I just buy it.
That's smart. I need to do that. Jeez, what I like to do is I just look for opportunities to be offended and get as much pity as possible.
Yeah, there you go.
So, like a day before my birthday, and what was it called? I'll just mope around and look sad.
That help? That help it at all?
Done his whole life.
Yeah.
We had somebody. See if I'm trying to find this question. It was about. Well, here, I'll let you guys answer. What do you love about wrestling?
Oh
man, I love, like, I'd say the freedom. It's an art, so it's just, you're kind of like, you're showing your inner self, I guess, out there. You're telling a story of, good versus evil or whatever,
Sure.
the match may be. So
that really is a hard question, man, because there's so many things you love about wrestling. Everybody has a different opinion, and everybody loves wrestling for a different reason.
Yeah.
And I'm learning new reasons why I love wrestling, like, every day. And I was on Facebook and some clip came up of this guy, one of our friends. He ran and did a dive out of the ring and landed on the person that was supposed to catch him. There was a girl that was supposed to catch him. The math didn't really make sense, and she didn't catch him. He just hit the floor super hard. And these comments were just brutal, just like, this idiot working in front of 9 people, and like, I don't know, they're just burying the guy. But I mean, I'm sure people know this. If you really think about this, but people do get braver behind the keyboard, and I can't talk crap. I can't talk crap. I've done it before too. I've done it before. It's when you see something, you're just a lot more opinionated and a douche sometimes when you're in a comment section. Yeah. You notice how, like, mean comment section, like, some guy just, like, say something and misspell one word, but you idiot, you should be alive. Like, geez, dude. But anyways, this guy hits the floor, and people are just brutal. And I'm probably going to get crap talk back for it, but I've never usually play in the comment section when it comes to pro wrestling. But I kind of went on the defense for him because he is a dad. He's got a family. And every wrestler does have a silent, like, war going on inside of them. And the small percentage that that this is all gonna pay off one day, working in those bingo halls and all that stuff, especially these guys that have been doing it for 10, 15 years and have never got their break or never got their chance yet. And so Ross said this one time, but everyone's walking around with, like, a partially broken heart. And we've noticed that that's kind of like our we're realizing our role, in one of our roles in wrestling is because we've realized that, and a lot of these guys are hurting, not physically, but also mentally and spiritually, and all this stuff. And these wrestlers really are some of the most, like, beautiful, as dumb as it sounds, they're beautiful people. They all are. There's just so many good people out there, and we never would have known this unless we were in it and stuff. Yeah. So I definitely feel like that's our role. But what I love about wrestling is definitely just the relationships and the feeling of, after you do have a good match, the feeling of getting in the back and seeing your opponent. That, like, that first, that like the rest of the night, you guys are just like brothers. You really are. It's after the match. After the match, there's something about that like you can't explain. And I saw a video of the Hardys and Edge and Christian, and then the Dudleys after they had that killer match. But there's a video of them all together after the match, and I was just so in it. I was like, man, that must have felt, because that was a great match, Yeah. But I think that's one of my favorite things about wrestling.
Yeah, Kristen Grace, thanks for your question. Any upcoming events / meet and greets? You guys have a show coming up there at the farm again soon, right?
July 6th, we do.
July 6th. Okay, very cool. What is it? Tell us about it.
Ross?
Yeah, July 6th. That's right. RCW. And right here at the ranch. It's gonna be good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that right, Marshall? July 6th? Yeah.
Yeah, it's July 6th. And then RCW, they're still making the card and stuff. And we are trying to confirm that we can wrestle on it because it's so close to AEW All-In.
Yeah.
So making sure we don't have to do any media the week before or anything like that. But we're working our butts off to get on that because if it's on the ranch, we got to wrestle. And then so we're going to try to pull some other surprises too and make it worth everybody's while coming out. But yeah, we'll do some meet and greets, hanging out. It's more than a meet and greet. You're with us all day. Come into our house. So July 6th is
come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Sit down on the podcast. We have one for here from first, where do you get tickets?
RCW, let's see.
Yeah, man, shoot. I would say go to RCW's Facebook page.
Okay.
Or, Instagram page or something.
I'll tell you, I'll find it and update the about section about what this episode is about and put the link in there for it. So
cool. Okay, perfect.
When we're all finished here, and you can just come back to this video and hit that link. Here's Derek says, is there a tag team in New Japan you guys would want to face at Forbidden Door this year in London?
Yes, there is. And I'm going to find them really quick because they changed their name and I was thrown off. No, they didn't change their name. They did. But so when we went to Pro Wrestling Noah, our debut was against TMDK and Shane Hayes and Mikey Nichols. And they had a huge influence on us. They were just some crazy Australians and exactly what we needed in that part of our career. But I would love to meet with them now. I'd love to have a match with them now. And they're in New Japan. And
nice.
They're a tag team and all that. But I can't believe they're not the champs, honestly. They really are an incredible tag team. But now their group's gotten big too. What's crazy is our TMDK, everyone in the faction now was everyone in the dojo with us. Zach Zaber, Shane, Mike. Yeah, they were all in our dojo the 2 or 3 rounds that we went for a couple of those 3-month tours. They lived with us. And if you live with somebody for 3 months, you get close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically on top of each other too in a tiny dojo. So
sure.
That guy Shane was such a character, man. He really was like just a movie. He would we had to go on like a 3-week tour and we were about to leave and we hadn't seen Shane in like 5 days. And we're like, oh gosh, where is he? And then finally, like the bus is there. We're about to leave. And then Shane comes like stumbling in and his story was just insane, really inappropriate. Probably can't tell most of it, but it was just, he's such a wrestler. The day we met him too, we just got to the dojo and the door slams open and he's like, which one of you's Eric? And then he throws up. He was drunk. And we're like, it's Von Erich. And he ended up being the best guy ever, but hilarious, super funny.
Keep your questions coming here in the comments and we'll get them loaded up here for the guys to answer you. We talked about All-In or brought up All-In and doing media and what have you during the RCW event that is coming out to the Von Erich Ranch, but All-In is coming up July 12th. We are just over a month away. It's Globe Life Field. This is the home of the Texas Rangers. First time All-In being in the United States. Also the first, big stadium show that AEW is doing. Still some great seats available. AEWTix.com. Go there and grab yours. And what's cool about it being in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex there is it's easy to get to. Yes, it's huge. Like the Metroplex, driving wise, it's not close. How about that? But once you land, it's right in the center. And if you're coming in from out of town, you're flying in, you land there, you just come to Arlington. And there's so much going on in Arlington, and there's so much going on that week and that weekend with StarCast and Conrad Thompson. And of course, you have Ring of Honor the night before. I know you guys are on that card as well. And then on July 12th with a afternoon start, all in Texas. Right now, the 2 big, huge matches are going to be Mox and Page for the AEW World Title that we have not seen now. I think going on, was it 6-8 months, something like that? We actually haven't seen the title outside of that briefcase. That's kind of Page's issue with the whole thing is that this hasn't been out in the open for the fans to see, and he wants to present that again.
Man,
yeah.
So Jimmy jump in. Jimmy House, we love you, brother. Gosh, man, he's one of the coolest dudes we've met.
That's our boy, man.
Yeah, he's influencer and he's a wrestler and he's just getting into wrestling.
Yeah,
but this I think he asked a question about advice for a new wrestler, being a new wrestler, and dude, there's so many things that we heard could have like helped and stuff. Ross asked one of these wrestlers, "Do the bumps ever stop hurting?" And the guy was like, "No, they never stop."
Never.
And that messed us up, man, so bad. It's you get used to it. But I mean, he could have said because it was he told us when it was hurting the most. I was like, oh my gosh, this is
pulled groin, taking bumps, man. You're feeling in like every joint in your body is like rattled.
I don't know why we both pulled our groins like the first day at Japan, and we look like we're faking because we couldn't bump for both of our groins.
Dude, like I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah,
not right now.
I mean, I would say as far as the advice is. When you always hear take your time in the ring and stuff. And it's probably one of the truest things ever, because when you're in there, you want to just get all your stuff out there, especially if you're calling spots and all that stuff. It's even harder not to slow down. And with today's wrestling, it's just fast paced, but or Triple H say, if you think you're going too fast, slow down. And then if you think you're moving too slow, go even slower,
slow down again.
And so if you can
more.
Yeah, it just gives you time to take a breath.
I would say too, specifically for Jimmy, his approach that he takes toward bodybuilding and everything he does, just to keep that same mentality in wrestling, the respect, the showing up early, the working, your ass off no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's going to get him really far. And me and Marshall, we saw that in him right away. And so he's,
yeah, dude, we got to show Anthony after this. And he is like undoubtedly going to be successful in wrestling. He's just one of those guys that just, it doesn't failure is not an option.
Yeah.
He will outwork anybody. You see, he's got the body to prove it. And he's one of our friends where if we ever tell a promoter about him, as soon as they see a picture of him, like, holy crap, yes, take him. He's just mega yoked and jacked, but he can wrestle too. I watched one of his matches and it does not look like he just started, because he has a jiu-jitsu background. He has the
wrestling
wrestler. He's made for this. He needs to be in Japan, honestly.
We saw some big news this week. I say a lot. There were several wrestlers in WWE that were told that their contracts were not going to be renewed. One of those being somebody who just had a Saturday night's main event with John Cena. And that is R-Truth. R-Truth was let go. And Logan, what do you guys think about R-Truth being let go from WWE? I actually, before you guys answer that, think about that. But I saw somebody post this, and I thought this would be actually really, really brilliant. Is if after his 30, 60, 90 days, whatever it is, that he can't go anywhere, is if Tony hired R-Truth and all he did for the first, I would say 4 or 5 episodes, is just appear in the background of backstage promos, just in the corner, just watching, kind of head cocked and walking off. And then after, and just nobody says a word about it. No commentator says a word about it. Nothing. He's just in the background of place, walking by, stopping, looking, moving on. And then you see him start to approach former WWE guys and ask where they've been.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Hey, where you been? I ain't seen you for a long time.
Oh man,
dude, that's actually.
Imagine going up to Ricochet and go, "I don't remember you being so bald."
yeah. What happened? Yeah.
Man, that's the kind of guy I feel like he's this great morale for the locker room and stuff. I guarantee you the locker room is bummed out that he's gone. That's crazy.
You saw a lot of responses from people still, part of the crew. Even John Cena, who's been, in all aspects really been staying in character, tweet a shout out to Truth and thanking him for all that he's done over the years.
Oh man, he's like, Marshall, I don't think we've personally met him yet, but man, everything I've heard about him is like everyone says the exact same thing. Like he just a morale booster. He elevates the mood of the entire locker room. good dude to have around. Like,
Dude,
he's one I thought he would be in his. I mean, he's 54 or something like that.
Are you kidding?
I know, and I think that he's a guy that I would just presume that he would be there when he's 84.
100%. Me too. I thought
he hadn't aged in like 10 years. Like,
yeah, he knows his position. He's okay with, you know, being that guy. That giving him that match with John Cena was really cool. I guess now I see it was like a send off, but geez, man, that was they must have known about it. But yeah, you can just tell. I bet you he's had a nuts. Anthony, you might know better than us, but I bet you he has a nuts like upbringing, because the guys like that are so like I don't know, just peaceful, encouraging, not peaceful, but just encouraging and uplifting.
And
guys
well rounded. Yeah.
But he's seen some stuff.
Gamer here said, I was surprised he was let go. I mean, he was just in a match against John Cena a week ago, I think. It's weird that he got let go when I feel he should have been given a true final run.
Yeah, I know, man.
He wasn't used all the time, but I feel that the way he worked, he was used the right way. He's one of those that go, oh, they used him right. They used him when they needed it. They used him when you knew you needed a good match. You're going to get it out of it, and people were going to be entertained while he did it. It was going to be funny. We even saw, well, we didn't see, but we saw one more interaction with little Jimmy before.
That's close. I was about to say that,
and we got that from him. We got some humorous comments talking about some of the bloodline being big boned and
you can know he's cracking guys up. He's probably so hard to do promos with. Dustin's hard to do promos with because he can really crack you up really easily. But do you know how the little Jimmy thing started? I've always wanted to know that. Well, what started that? Off
the top of my head, if I'm and kind of prodded, I might remember how reminded about a couple things. I could remember maybe most of it, but I just the first time I remember just being funny was that he's just talking to somebody who's not there in the ring, and then people ask him, "It's a little Jimmy." And
okay, that's about what
not everybody can pull that off. Like,
I know
it seems like, oh, it's goofy or whatever, but like you try to do that. Like,
yeah.
Oh, man, I don't want to get his name wrong, but who is that guy that Miz tagged with that would mimic everything that he did? Sandow.
Damian Sandow.
Yeah. So my wife loves.
Good.
I can't get her to watch wrestling, but when that kind of stuff she's entertained by. She thinks MJF's funny too, but I got her to watch that. It was cracking us up so hard. I don't know why, or that was they even went with that, but man, that was hilarious. He would like literally take a backdrop. He'd be on the apron waiting for his tag and just take a backdrop.
You had with R-Truth, you also had him coming out with a ladder and a non-ladder ladder match. You had him showing up in the women's battle royal, wondering where all the guys were.
He always leaves you wanting more, man. That's
always
a skill.
It's so good,
man. God bless him.
Thank you guys for the questions today. I know that coming up tomorrow is Fighter Fest Denver, Colorado, AEW Dynamite, and this special Fighter Fest episode is going to be 4 hours long.
Whoa,
4 hours. So I mean, it was 7 to 11 Central Time. I believe that's what it is, unless they're starting early and going 6 to 10. I can't remember.
Anthony, did we get any or how many suggestions did we get as far as AEW wrestlers having them on as guests? Did you get any names yet? Or were we going to talk about that or release that yet? Or what do you want to do on that?
Hopefully we'll be able to talk about that soon. And and tell you who's going to be popping on with us and hanging out before All In Texas coming up here in just a little over a month.
The listeners has there been one person in particular that they want more?
You know what? That's a great question for you guys to post after after this live Q&A is pop on there, leave a comment who you'd like to see join us here on the podcast in the coming weeks. Who you'd like to see on the podcast before we get to All In Texas?
Yes,
who would you like to see? Okay.
Yes.
So that'll we'll leave it at that on this episode, and maybe we'll talk about that on next week's episode, and possibly one of them popping on. I don't know. You'll have to join us. We are here every Tuesday, a brand new episode of the Claw Pod. Thank you guys for hanging out with us and join us here live. We'll see you guys next week.